Hi there, this is Jenny, and I am here with your weekly love oracle message. I just want to put out there, though, that I do pull from a lot of different collectives depending on whose energy I'm tapping into. So the love messages sometimes might relate to another love reading further back in my video diary, whatever you want to call it, but they're not consistent. So each week, I don't know what I'm going to get. This may not be a continuation, or it may be a continuation of last week's reading. Last week, we really focused on the divine masculine. This week, I'm really tapping into the divine feminine's energy. So when I present to you the message given and the channeled songs and all that goes with it, I need you as the viewer to use discretion and determine if this is your story or not. Because if it's not, then move along, and I hope that you do find your story. And it doesn't mean that next week I'm not tapping into your energy, but you have to be very, use discernment when listening so you know if this is your storyline or not, okay? So jumping into it, when I opened myself up today to channel the messages for you, I took a shower and I put my iPod on. And I just want to put out there that I have thousands of songs in my playlist, and I put it on random. Whatever songs come through, come through. I listen to everything from pop to rock to country to opera to classical music. I have the whole entire Nutcracker soundtrack in my playlist. So whatever comes on, comes on. So I started channeling. And as I began, I asked Divine, give me some direction today. What is this storyline? Where am I going with this? Because I always like to channel messages and inspiration before pulling the cards, so that way I can validate what I'm channeling with the cards, not vice versa. And the song that came on, I kid you not, it's an old one from I think the 90s, maybe early 2000s. I'm thinking 90s. It was by Celine Dion and Barbra Streisand, and it was Tell Him. Oh my gosh, such a beautiful song. Side note, I love that song. I actually almost used that song for one of my ballet solos one year, and I went with another one, but it's such a beautiful song. I did print out the lyrics to read. So the lyrics start out, I'm scared, so afraid to show I care. Will he think me weak if I tremble when I speak? Oh, what if there's another one he's thinking of? Maybe he's in love. I feel like a fool. Life can be so cruel. I don't know what to do. And then the older voice, Barbra Streisand, like the one with the wisdom. But I like to think when I was listening to this is either our spirit guides trying to guide us or your higher self. It says, I've been there with my heart out in my hand, but what you must understand, you can't let the chance to love him pass you by. And then it goes into tell him that the sun and moon rise in his eyes. Reach out to him. I started laughing because I'm like, okay, that's a really good sign. Thank you, Spirit. Like, I love my Spirit team. I think that they're the best. I feel like they're just blunt and they're funny and they use humor a lot with communicating to me, and they like to use music. I like to use music. Music is one of my favorite ways to channel energies and feelings. But Spirit's saying Divine Feminine. And this isn't for all Divine Feminines listening, because everyone's story is different, and some of you have gone through some things that this is not your recommendation. But for those of you that this is meant for, they're saying all this stress that you're going through and the thoughts, and you got this person on your mind 24/7. Even when you try to not think about them, you're thinking about them. This could all be relieved by you speaking up. And they wanted me to point out the fact that, we feel like the divine masculine should and always will and have to make that first move, because that's what gentlemen do. But they're saying that if you're feeling this connection and you feel like you need to speak up and say something, and you're afraid that you're losing them, and you don't want to spend the rest of your life wondering what if, you need to speak up and share your feelings. Tell him how you feel. There's nothing wrong with you putting yourself out there, because once you do, you're going to feel that relief. You're going to get it off your chest. It's one less thing you have to think about, and it's finally out there in the open. And sometimes divine masculines, men, gentlemen, the male, whatever, they need to hear it. They need to feel it. Sometimes they're scared and they've got cold feet and they are misinterpreting, the vibe. So the first card I got out for the divine feminine, we have you with perfect pair, thoughts, and distorted. Perfect pair, thoughts, and distorted. It says, perfect pair. We are perfect for one another. You match my vibe, and I love your energy. Thoughts. There isn't a day that goes by that I don't think about you. You're the one for me. And distorted. My views on relationships are distorted from past experiences. So the energy I'm getting for the divine feminine right now is that you have come to the realization that this person, your person, the one that you are heavily thinking about, is your perfect person. This person is your perfect pair, your match. And also, side note, I have been seeing 1111 and 2222. 1111 and 2222 everywhere for the last week or so. Like, I keep saying it on the clocks, on billboards, on license plates, on receipts. When I go shopping, it's 1111 or 2222, which is, from my experience and what I've seen and working with energy, is like validation for like two people coming together as one, like twin flames, if you want to use that terminology, or two counterparts merging together. But the thing is that you've been reluctant and you've been holding back on communication and speaking out your truth because of the way that you've been hurt in the past, either by this person or others. Every time you've ever put your heart out in your hand, you have had it crushed, or it has been used against you in some way. Being true to your heart has somehow hurt you in the past, so that is why you don't move forward and say anything, and you are heavily in your thoughts, because you know this person's for you, but you're afraid to communicate that because you don't want to be hurt. Next we have for the male, the divine masculine energy, is picture perfect, psychic, and dancing in love. Picture perfect, psychic, dancing in love. It says, for picture perfect, you are beautiful inside and out. I stare at your pictures all day long. Psychic, your intuition scares me. How much do you really know about me? And then dancing in love. I am surrendering to the cadence of your soul and allowing us to dance in love. And this may be a surrender that is in the 5D. This person also thinks of you, divine feminine. They see you as beautiful.